the list of and across here is the visualization after you've gone through the process of entering your data and going through the scoring. All right. Speaking of scoring, we have a scoring system that is potentially powered by AI, right? So our scoring system kind of consists of a scorecard, right, with a set of weighted criteria across two axes, right? And as you'll see, once given an apt description, the AI will be able to generate several versions of these scorecards for you to kind of look and contrast and compare as to which scorecards fits my company's needs best, right? And aside from the AI-powered scorecard, we have an AI-powered scoring system whereby you could actually speak to the system as you would with like a real person, just chat with it, and it will take your answers as supplementary information along with everything else and produce some scores for you, right? So why use Priori, right? Well, what happens right now? Usually we make very emotional decisions. We tend to go one way because we like this thing or because somebody in your room speaks louder than us, right? But with Priori, you could make very strong data-driven decisions, which not only potentially makes much better decisions, but also adds a lot of transparency to the process. So when it comes to audit and whatnot, you know, Priori is hitting multiple birds with one stone. Sorry, Peter. Right. Along with that, you have a suite of scenario planning and whatnot, as you'll see right after this little short presentation. Right. So you might be wondering, well, yeah, that's all well and good, but can I use this? Yes, you can. All right. Aside from projects that I mentioned earlier, we've tried it in a set of different industries, for different use cases, as you can see here. Vendor selection, and as you will see today, for FMCG. All right. So here's a quick high level overview of kind of the ongoings in the system. The data streams is ingesting your actual data that your company has, right? The user input would be for more subjective things such as, what is the potential risk associated with this particular option? It's hard to really take data and quantify that, right? Although we are trying, right? And the AI, which like was shown before, takes the user feedback after they ask the questions as supplementary information along with the data streams and gives its own score. All right. Um, so today we're going to be looking at the use case for FMCG to try and help simplify the process of choosing the best products, right? And you know, we aren't specialized in FMCG, but we think the methodology and the way we go about making decisions is applicable to this, and we'll, you know, be able to take feedback from you as well as some of our existing customers. And that is about it. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to myself, Stefan Bull, or our sales director, Amanda Surge-Valley, right? Thank you for your time, and I will hand you over to the lovely Usha Mangal,
Thank
who
you,
will give
Stefan.
you a brief run through.
Yes, thank you, Stefan. And thanks for everyone who's joined so far. I'm just going to share my screen. Can someone from my team just let me know if it is visible?
Yes, it's here. It's
Okay,
here.
okay. So Stefan would have given you all an overview of the Priorii solution and how it can be used for product management or product portfolio management. So what I have here basically is a listing of all products in one of our, let's say, sample data for product management or for product managers who needs to look at product prioritization for their portfolios. So just to give you in a nutshell what the system is about, this here is a listing of all of the products that I want to look at right now, that I want to prioritize. I want to see which is better, which I need to proceed with. In addition to that, we also have the ability to create scorecards, create criterias. You will see a lot of this as we go throughout the demo within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Additionally, sorry, just this, right? And on top of the data that you'll see here today, there is a decision matrix which shows you the best products, sorry, after scoring them, you will see that on the matrix, and the top right is usually the best products to proceed with. And you will see as we go through the demo how that comes about and how you can use this information to your benefit. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. So first of all, in order to rank your products, you must have your criteria or your scorecards defined. Okay, what this is essentially you coming up with the scorecards or the criteria that you would like to use to rank your products. Okay, so let's jump to our scorecard settings right now. It automatically jumps me to the one that we have in use right now. But for the purpose of this demo today, I'm just going to show you how to create a new scorecard. Now, what's very, very useful is that we have AI in the solution throughout, and we use this to help you create your scorecards. So as Stefan would have mentioned very briefly, you can easily input a description of the type of scorecard you want to create and also give it a general name. Okay. And we have this quick AI generate button here, which will essentially generate different scorecards for you with different criterias based on the description that you would have entered. Okay. So I'm just going to generate a few so you can see how easy it is to create using our AI solution.
Right, and while this is happening, so just to make sure you understand what the idea behind the scorecards are, even though it may seem obvious to some, um, you have a particular way that you score around your items. Usually, you might consider um, the return on investment, how risky it is, the machinery required, all of these considerations, and you want to kind of take those considerations and kind of methodically put them together in a way that makes sense. So what we kind of found was we group the considerations or criteria, as we call them, across two axes. Usually one being the input, so what does it cost you, how, and the other one, the output, or how does it benefit you.
Mhm.
So yeah, usually go ahead.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. So what you see here is what the AI would have given us, just like Stefan said, the input and the output. Usually the input is the X and the output is Y. What you can see is I got multiple options that I can choose from. And within these multiple options, I can even, let's say, merge them together, for example. So I chose this one as my base matrix or my base scorecard, but I can easily select options from others. And then if I jump back now, this will be amended and you will see the additional one added to my scorecard. Okay, now it takes a little while to set up the scorecard so that it can then be implemented across for all products. But for the purpose of today, I will just come out of this and I will show you the existing scorecard that we will be using today during our demo while we score some items later on, right? So here you can see the x-axis, the criteria that would have been selected along with the y-axis, and again, the criteria that would have been chosen for this particular scorecard, which is our FMCG selection scorecard. Okay.
All right, and just to reiterate one more time, yeah, as you can see, the x-axis here being the input or the cost is what does it cost you to actually bring this product to market, such as the resources required, the capital investment cost, the availability of materials, etc. And the y-axis, the output, really and truly is what you're going to get from this. Are you going to improve your brand? Are you going to get more revenue? Are you going to enhance the existing portfolio? Does this product actually complement that? And so on and so forth. So it's kind of very simple to traditional magic quadrants and whatnot, where you define two major axes in which you're considering decisions. All right.
Okay, right. So now that we've gone through scorecards and you understand what a scorecard is and what criterias are, again, these items here in purple, those are our criterias, and combined, they make up our scorecard, which will be used that you'll see actually just now, right? So let me come out of this. So now that we have that, we can now jump over to our listing of products. What you see here is, again, like it can either be uploaded as a bulk upload for you, or if you have new products, you can always come in and you can create them by clicking on this new button here, and the form will be available, and you can fill out the new products that you want to assess to see if these are, to compare to the rest to see if those are better for you to proceed with, right? So now that we've looked at the scorecards, the criteria, and how to create a new product, let's just look at an existing one. And here what you will see is the general information of a product item. You will see, which here should look familiar to you because this is essentially the scorecard represented here. You will see all of the criterias: level of resourcing, capital investment, cost, raw materials availability, which again is our input, and we have our output, which is the revenue and benefits. Okay. Now, I would have mentioned that we are an AI powered solution, which you would have seen in the scorecard generation. We also have that at this view or at this level where users come in to score the items. And within here, we have a quick calculate AI button, which allows you to essentially get AI help for the AI to score these items for you. Okay. So if I click on calculate AI score, it gives me some questions that I will answer real time with you here. Um, okay, so what it does is it'll ask you questions until it has enough info. So if your description is very much intuitive and there's a lot of info, then it may not ask you as much questions. However, if it needs additional info, it will ask you the questions, right? Yes, it is capable until it has the relevant information, and then it will score the items for you. Okay, so just follow along with me. You'll see I'm answering the questions. Um, Around 10% ROI.
Right? And again, it's no special way to answer these questions. You just answer it like you would if you're talking to somebody. If
Mm-hmm.
your friend was messaging you about the product and you need to score it, for example, you just message them like you would here, and yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for it to score. As you can see here beneath, we have different AI scorings. So what we also have in the system is the ability to have different levels or different personas that will score the item, such as like product managers, sales and marketing persons, and this will essentially score it from that perspective. Now just give my internet 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, the item was scored. And if I scroll down, you will see that it did score as a project manager, as a product manager, and as a sales and marketing AI person. So what it does, it sort of scores by our default AI, and it also scores um, by looking at it as a product manager, as a project manager, and as a sales marketing AI person. So what this does, it allows you to compare your scores along with the AI scores and see how you would have scored it and how it's been ranked, right?
Yeah.
And of
And
course,
we, oh, sorry. Yeah, we feel that the AI scores really provide a very objective way of looking at the information because, like I said before, we could score things ourselves, and we do have the option if you scroll down, you should have it.
mhm,
You'll see different people aside from the glowing text, are
mhm.
other users who can score the items as well. Um, but the AI really and truly tries to give an objective view from a particular perspective. And the perspective comes in the different personas, such as the project manager, the sales and marketing, or the product manager.
Mhm.
And the good thing about this, if you hover on each score for each criteria, you could actually see a reason as to why they scored this thing in this particular way. All right. So if we look at the revenue and benefit, Usha, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see there's some differing scores there.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see, it'll explain to you why they scored this a certain way, which is good, all right? Because it considers not only the answers that you gave it, but all the other information provided as well. All right, so when Usha gets back to the decision matrix, you could see how we could look at the AI scores, and we could even exclude them if you want to just use the user alone, for example. So Usha, you can probably go ahead.
Yes, yes, okay. So, what's next actually is the decision matrix. Now that we have done the following, which would have been, just to recap, looking at our criterias, creating our scorecards, looking at an item, and actually scoring an item. This brings us now to look at the decision matrix, which will now show us all of these items listed here, right? And how they are represented on our matrix and the magic quadrant. Okay, so jumping to our decision matrix here, what this shows you is all of the items right now that are scored. And it shows you to the top right, which would be the best items to proceed with, the best items to go forward with. Of course, there are some in the other areas too, but it's just that according to our Magic Quadrant, the best items are in the top right based on the scoring and all of that that is filled out by the user, right? And on the right-hand side here, we have the filters that you can see, which we have different classifications for each item that we would have created in the products, such as fabric care, family care, feminine care, hair care, and a few others, right? And what I would like to show is that in the scores listed here, we have, just like Stefan would have mentioned, you can actually look at average scores. You can look at the default AI. You can look at a particular person scoring. So like if I shift it to my score, you will see all that I would have scored. If I go back to average now, you will see an average of all of the scoring, which includes our AI scores also, right? And just to show you, let's say I click on hair care. If I choose hair care, you'd see a lot of the items in hair care is actually to the top right. Well, except for this one, but the others are. If I add in the others, you'll see like these are more to the bottom, right? Or more to the left. So what we can infer from this is that the items that are in hair care, we can actually proceed with these. We can select them, approve them, and go forward with them to have them start manufacturing. Okay? And that's actually pretty easy done in the system. All I need to do is I can actually highlight in this particular quadrant. I can select the ones that I want. Once I select the ones that I want, it allows me to then manage selected. And if I manage the selected ones, I can, review them here. I can either decide if I want to approve all, I can look at the requested project quantum. And you will notice up here that as I select them, the total increases by the project quantum, right? And after I can either approve selected, I can email the selected, or I can open them to view each item individually. But what we're going to do now is we're going to approve them. And what you will notice, they are changed to the green color. And if I go back to the portal now, and I just click reset zoom, you will see they have now turned green, which means they are approved. Okay. Um, Next would be, let's say you've approved the items. Once you've approved these items, you can actually now either send it to Microsoft Projects, you can email them, you can send them to anyone. Actually, if you go back to the listing, we have like a status filter that allows you to choose the approved ones. You can select the approved, and once you're finished, you can go to additional features button here. You can either send to MPP or you can email it to someone. Okay. And that basically covers how you can use the system for product management. It allows you to essentially get all of your products in, score them based on your criteria that you set, and then based on our decision matrix, which helps you to score them and then look at them directly in a view like this, which gives you a X and Y axis view to determine which are best for your company and for you to maximize your revenue. Okay. Do we have any questions?
Guess we just wait around, maybe probably show some of the additional features in the meantime, like the scenario planning on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like so for example, this let's just say you were in a board meeting and you have all these items that are scored here, essentially all the decisions present on the matrix. And you realize, well, maybe cost is a much bigger factor than we actually thought, looking at the potential products. What we could do is we could actually change the weighting of the cost here for any criteria, right? So maybe choose the tree or something,
Mm-hmm.
or
Sorry.
four, right? And hit calculate,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? And the items will actually rearrange themselves according to how we change the weighting of the criteria. So here you can kind of look at different scenarios like, okay, well, the cost is what we want, or we want to improve the brand reputation a lot more. You could take all the work that you've done to score these items and place them, and then go through a bunch of different visualization options to kind of see, which are the best ones that I want. You could even set a particular budget if you'd like, and it will choose the best items out of that budget. So, right, so the ones that are in the purple, dark purple, are the ones that are, according to all the data given, the best ones to do right now, right? That fits within the budget given. So there's a lot of stuff here. There's things like criteria exclusion and whatnot and whatnot. A lot of things that you can do that we don't have time to. But again, if you have any questions, you could feel free to me and myself or sales lead Amanda Surge Valley at Priori, right? Is that in the chat? Maybe one of our team members can just put in Amanda's email or
Yeah.
mine's
Mhm.
inside there if you have any questions. And yeah, so feel free to reach out, guys, and you know, we could help you make better decisions. Okay?
Okay. So then, if no questions, guys, I want to thank everyone that's joined for today. And as Stefan said, feel free to reach out to us. We can always do a more um in-depth demo for you if you're interested in the solution. So thank you again and have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Recording.